Hey guys, what's going on? It's Chaos1 here. I'm going to be playing a game as Sharp Thief. This obviously is EVP, Zerg in the top corner-ish, and Protoss over here in the right side. This map is Mettalopolis, and this is the game I played earlier today. As you can tell, this guy here has some issues with talking nicely to people. That's alright. I played this guy earlier. This is why I asked him Protoss this time. So he's like, yeah, he's playing Protoss. I'm playing Zerg. I don't mind. You can see here I did the extractor trick. I'm going for a nice little 11 pool into an expand while he is doing pretty normal, starting off the pylon right after he gets his 9 supply. Pretty average. Anyways, this series of games I'm going to be showing you guys is my quest to Gold League. Now, a lot of you out there are probably like, Gold League, wait, what? Because most of you probably want to watch people who are in Grandmasters and Masters League. But there's also a lot of you out there who are definitely not at that skill level quite yet, as myself. Especially all you Wood League players. This is for you guys. My heart goes out to you. I know what it's like. Spent lots of time there myself. So yeah, this is the first game of many to come for my quest to Gold League. Alright, so pretty average, pretty standard opening for Mr. Protoss here. Ibarok, and also going for 11 to pool myself. I got my extractor late, so that's gonna push my speedling timing behind. Excuse me, by quite a bit actually. The one probe or one drone had minerals still, and ended up forcing all of them to go back. As you can see right here, I'm getting some pretty decent scouting information in with my overlord. I'm just checking out what he's got going on. See, it's a pretty standard start to any sort of Protoss build. Yeah, so get the names going up for you. I got my queen out, get my injects going. It's extremely important, as all Zerg players know. Yeah, I play Zerg mostly, so most of the games, well, all of the games that will be coming out will be of Zerg versus whatever I end up playing that game. Yeah, it should be fun. So you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just getting some nice coverage of my base, making sure there's no proxy pylons going down, but he's not doing that. He's just got his core out. My overlord, there he is there. Still getting some scouting in. I wanted to check out to see if he had his second gas up yet, see if he was going to start a like timing sort of push. See, now I'm getting my lings out. I'm running about 25 supply. I think, alright, good time to expand. My macro's not really that good. I really got to work on my droning up rather than just building straight up Zerglings, because that's really hindering my my gameplay. You can tell he was going for well, right here you can see that he's going for, definitely going to be going for upgrades on his units quickly, whereas me, I'm just like massing up some lings, get my hatch down, kind of standard with a 11 pool. Normally with 11 pool you will see some harass and just some pressure early on, but I don't know why, I just didn't feel like that was necessary this game, so I didn't do any sort of harassing or put on any sort of pressure or anything. See, I'm missing my inject here. I need to get that queen to inject into there. Yep, speed is done. Again, I'm not pushing out. I'm not being aggressive, which I really should have. Probably could have been able to draw him out of his base a little bit. He gets the sentry out. Gonna take out this overlord. And see, what I originally was doing here was actually kind of smart, which is moving my lings out, because this sentry is moving out trying to kill the overlord. Now, because he's doing this, he's not going to be close to the ramp, so he can force field it, so my lings will be able to do a little bit of damage. I might even be able to get this snipe this sentry. But I realized that too late, and by the time my links start going over there, he's already back on his ramp. Alright, so I do have my X-band down in my natural. That's slowly being saturated. Definitely need to work on saturation. That's one thing I really noticed about lower end play. I've watched a lot of replays, and it's just basically knowing when to drone up and when to build up an army. Like right now, I could be droning up pretty good because all he has is, well, he's building up a decent force. He's got alright saturation in his main. Nothing too special or anything. I sent a link in there just to check out what's going on. I see that he is in fact moving out with this army. I do have production here. I do have 7 roaches on the way. So by the time this force gets down here, I will be more than ready to hold it off. And you know, he probably could have got a couple worker kills if he had just went in there instead of hesitating right at the beginning. So it looks like he's going to just go back. He sees that he can't break through this front door. I have my X-band down, so he decides it's a good time to throw his down. Again, throwing some stalkers down on the low ground, building up upon that force. I get my other queen out just in case he decided to attack. But look at all this larva. I have so much larva just doing absolutely nothing. This is why it's important to macro up and drone up early game, especially as Zerg, because all this larva sitting here, it's such a waste. It is such a waste for everything. You're not going to be able to do anything with all that larva because you don't have the minerals, because you didn't drone up earlier on in the game. I did get my evolution chamber down here. I'm going to be getting some upgrades for my roaches and my zerglings. Starting my creep spread, but really it could be better. Just got a zealot at the tower here. His force. He does have +1 weapons on his units, which is definitely going to help him in the long run. Well, even in the short run, straight away, it's going to be a huge bonus for him. I still haven't started my +1 weapons. Now look at my minerals and my gas. It's kind of getting ridiculous. There's no reason I should have that much. If I had been properly macroing during the game, I definitely shouldn't have been able to get that much. I do think about engaging here. I decided the force is too large for me to handle at this stage with having no upgrades, and my roaches are still quite slow because no, my layer is done, but I haven't started my evolve, whatever. My roach speed, it has not finished. My creep spread is starting to get better, of course. That is extremely important. Now normally if this was a pro game, people would have their 3rd and maybe even their 4th X-band going down, but again, this is Quest to Gold League, not, you know, Grandmaster player awesomeness across the board. Gold League, which means Quest to Gold League, which means silver players. For the most part, there will be some Gold League players in the mix, maybe even some bronzies. Yeah. So now I've finally started my attack upgrades for my roaches and my zerglings. No, for my roaches. I haven't started that for my zerglings just yet. So sort of working on the creep spread. Definitely could be doing a better job at that. I have this barely even saturated. I have this one drone doing absolutely nothing. Again, you really need to focus on saturation of both X-bands, or of your X-band and your main. As a Zerg player, it's really good to get 2 queens. 1 queen for, you know, throwing down creep tumors, and plus it really helps if, say, you're playing a Terran and they decide to go all in with, like a mech all in with Thors and siege tanks. The queens will be able to transfuse each other, keeping them alive and DPSing your enemy down, which of course is really good. Pay no attention to my speckle. Here's a battle here. Alright, force fields, they needed to be spread more out across. He only has one immortal in his army, which he really should have had more. You see my queens getting in here, doing a bit of damage. I get a really good surround, and he just can't handle the +1 roaches. Although his units are 111, so he does in fact have superior upgrades, but I do end up pretty much steamrolling that force, using my Zerglings to take the brunt of the army. I do have another whole bunch of Zerglings on the way. Pretty much one-shot that pylon. I move my roaches in the way of these probes here to try to kill as many off. He rage quits pretty hard. There was no real reason for that, but you know what? That is game. So yes, here was game 1 of Quest to Gold League. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you again later.